Congratulations on the purchase of your Aaron's Thatch. Follow those instructions and you'll have it up in no time. You'll need a power drill and saw, cordless screwdriver drill, builder spirit level, hammer, handsaw, pliers, wire cutter, spade, and recommended as a 2-person task. First thing you need to do is prepare the site and make it as level as possible. Now lay out all your materials so you can find everything easily. Now place the 4 pieces of 240 by 45mm timber in a square, making sure the 2 shorter pieces sit inside the longer length. Now screw 3 100mm batten screws per corner. Now make sure your timber box is absolutely square by measuring the diagonals. Both diagonals should be equal to each other. Mark each corner, remove the timber frame and proceed to dig the holes for the posts, 450mm to 600mm deep. Put the timber frame back over the holes and place the poles into each of the holes again. Re-square the frame and drill a 100mm screw into the timber frame through to the poles in each corner. Now make sure to level up all the poles, then concrete them in and leave to dry for an appropriate amount of time. Make sure you level up all the poles as you go. Remember to use your spirit level every time on the pole. Remember to use your spirit level every time on the pole. Once the poles have set, you are ready to lift the roof frame up to the top of the poles. Now lift the timber frame up 120mm past the top of the posts and screw 4 100mm batten screws into either side of the post. Repeat the process for all 4 posts, but remember, use a level at all times. Now you're ready to start putting the roof frame together. The short pieces of timber are the jack rafters, 4 left and 4 right. The next pieces are the rafters and the longest pieces are the hips. Now make marks at 120mm spacings along each of them. Mark the 4 hip pieces at 160mm spacings. Similarly, make marks at 120mm on the long rafters. Now mark 150mm on the 300mm centre post. Now do this all the way round. Now fix the 4 rafters to the centre post using a 100mm batten screw. Note the top of the rafter lines up with the 150mm mark. Now lift the thatch frame into place and fix with a 100mm screw through the roof frame. Now place the 4 corner hips above each post. Now got the 8 jack rafters ready. Now fix the corner hips with a 100mm screw through each side of the roof box frame. The bottom of the jack rafter should be 750mm from the corner edge of the roof timber box frame. Place 1 left and 1 right jack rafter per corner and screw each with two 100mm batten screws at the bottom. Screw one 100mm batten screw at the top. Using the nails supplied, hammer nails in only 1/3 of the way in on all the marks on the hips, rafters and jack rafters. Now measure and note all horizontal lengths on all sides of the roof, so you can trim the thatch to the correct length for each line. Keep the offcuts as they are going to become useful. Work from the bottom of the roof up. Place the cut to length thatch as shown. Then bend over the nails upwards to fix in place. A nail gun can speed things up a lot. By tying up these offcuts with wire, you can reuse them on the hips and the centre pole of the thatch. Now hammer nails down each hip. On a 3m by 3m thatch, that'll be 3 nails down each hip. On a 4m by 4m thatch, that will be 4 nails down each hip. Now tie the wire to the first nail at the bottom and run the wire across the thatch to the other side. Tie around the next nail and move up the hip to the adjacent nail. Repeat the tie-off and run the wire across to the other side of the thatch. This procedure should be repeated 3 times on a 3m thatch and 4 times on a 4m thatch. Don't forget you've got to do this to each side of the thatch roof. Now you're ready to do the hips of the thatch roof. Start with 2 small bundles at the top. Place the thatch hips on, 1 per corner, and place a nail into the hole supplied, making sure that it's secured into the timber hip. Repeat the process for all 4 sides. Cut 3 pieces of wire at 500mm each to tie the hip thatch. Run wire over the hips by tying it to the wire running over the thatch. Using the wire supplied and the offcuts of thatch, make as many bundles as required. Place the bundles around the timber centre post using a nail to secure until the centre post is covered. And now to finish off, tie wire securely around the top post and you're done.